on today's Success or Excuses, we have Carol Jackson from ELS Spirits. It's Ellis Spirits, Ellis Spirit. Carol, welcome to Success and Excuses podcast.
Thank you, James, for making me feel at home.
Oh, my absolute pleasure.
And for having me on, thank you.
Pleasure. Listen, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business. Who are you? Why are you here?
Okay, so I am Carol Jackson, as you said, and I am the founder and owner of a company called ELJ Drinks. So we are an award-winning boutique spirits company.
That's right. Got to get that bit in.
Get the awards in, and we'll talk about that in a wee while.
Yeah.
So we're based not far from where we are today. So we're based in Morris Park, which is just off the M74, just in the outskirts of the city centre.
Yeah.
That is where our studio is. We don't distill our products there. We distill in bigger. So we are a true Scottish company.
Good, I like it.
You have loads of Scottish spirits companies that don't actually distill in Scotland, but we are.
So they're kidding on.
They're kidding on. So we have a boutique range of gins and also a rum. So we've been around now. I was reflecting on this.
Get that one in there. Also the rum.
The rum. We'll tell you more about that. Reflecting on this earlier on in the year, and we've been around for 10 years now. Well, the company established 10 years ago. That's when we went to Company's House and get the name did the product development.
Yeah.
But we actually launched in February 2017.
Yeah. Same as me.
Oh, you're the same.
I was February 2017, the 15th of February.
Oh, I think we were the 17th of February.
Right, we were at 15th.
Yeah.
And the only reason the 15th is I made a mess of the Company's House application and I had to redo it again.
So been around since then. So as I mentioned, we've got 4 gins in our range, and we've also got Honey Spiced Rum. Yeah. But we didn't start off like that. The company started as a bit of a side hustle. So I was still working and thought, I need to get out of here. I had that corporate burnout, decided, want to do something different. So I looked around. I'd always been a bit of an entrepreneur, always looking for opportunities to get out of the corporate world. But gin was so popular at that time. Gin bars were popping up all over. So you used to have cocktail
We went
bars.
from no scene gin to the shelves were full of gin.
Absolutely,
wasn't it? It felt like it was overnight.
Absolutely. And there was a bit of confusion about it. So you would see all these gins with 37 botanicals distilled under a full moon. You know, all the hype was there. And then you had Fever Tree becoming a lot more mainstream.
Yeah, that's right.
It was complicated to know, right, I'm going to buy this £60 bottle of gin. What am I going to mix it with? Mm-hmm. So the whole botanical side of things was really interesting. So what we did is we created our gin, and we launched a ready-to-drink gin cocktail range.
Right.
So
this was the start?
That was the start. That was in February 2017. So we did it in a glass bottle, cylindrical bottle, very pretty, snap cap. So you gave it a shake because it was all pressed fruits and roots that we used with our gin. Gave it a shake, then just snapped the cap, popped your straw in, ready to go. Handy handbag size. You know, we had it all covered. Convenience, health.
Because you're thinking, what would I like?
I know, exactly.
If I'm on a train journey around it, how easy.
So, and I knew who my target audience were.
Yeah.
So that was fine. We launched that. We went ahead and produced the first batch. Now, I won't go into the complexities, but just let me say there were quite a few mistakes made. But the thing is, you've got to learn from those mistakes.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about those last 9-10 years, the mistakes you've made along the way.
Absolutely.
Some really expensive in my half anyway.
Yeah, really expensive. And I'll tell you one that we did. So I'm an accountant by qualification. I'm not to say by trade, but I'll say by qualification. So I'm thinking as we're developing this new product, economies of scale. So let's get out there. Let's go for there was 3 different flavours. Let's go with the 5,000 of each flavour. Yeah. Now, the manufacturer was down in Hackney in London, so we had to get everything down there, London prices, and then back up again. So it was really expensive to produce, but you couldn't really charge too much for it because new product, new brand, trying to get it out there. And you had to give quite a bit of it away just to do the promotional side of things, especially as a product-based business.
Got to build the brand. Yeah.
But we had all this stock left. It had a shelf life as well because it was pressed fruits and nuts. We were using all this stock. James, I swear to God, I was pouring it down the sink and I was crying as I was pouring it down the sink because we couldn't sell
That's
it.
another 30 quid.
I know. We gave as much away as we could. We sponsored loads of events and things, but yeah, at the end of that 6 months, which was the initial run, we had to pour it down the sink. So
dear.
yeah, never mind. I couldn't drink it all.
I mean, obviously, what I love about this podcast is it's the warts and all, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because what we tend to hear is we always see the glamorous side, winning awards and all the things. You know, by the way, we were in the same award. I think it was the EB 100. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, down in London.
I've been in that 4 years in a row.
Oh, well done, you.
I've been in it 4 years in a row.
That was a fantastic extravaganza.
Yeah, I think the first year we were like 57, then we were 45, then we were 30 something, and then we went into. So we every year we've been.
So they call it a rising star because we were 2 years in a row, and I think we were 87, and then we got to 67, and then I didn't apply the year after for various reasons. But yeah, congratulations.
Because I seen your picture, and I'm like, oh, how did I not see her? So tell me, right, I want to know, like, so at the start of the journey, there must have been days when you just thought, what have I done?
Oh, do you know there's still days like that, James? Because, well, my background, I've worked in the corporate world, as I've mentioned before. So I ran large change programmes in financial services predominantly. So I had a really successful career delivering multi-million-pound projects and all over the globe. So I was really lucky to travel, was very well remunerated. And then the last 10 years of my career, I was consulting, so it was even better in terms of money. But at the end of every project, you were looking for, what do I do next? And it's like starting a new job every 12 months, 18 months, depending on the project duration. And I was just getting fed up of. And I akin it a wee bit to the office. You had all these younger people coming in and they're straight out of uni. They know everything. They're coming in. And I thought, I can't cope with this anymore. I can't cope. So a bit of corporate burnout and a bit of just that I've had enough. And luckily, we had the nice cars. We had the family were starting to grow. So went into consultancy and then got to the same stage there. So I thought, right, what can I do? What can I do? And that's when we recognised the gin opportunity.
What was the trigger for the gin? Was it you just thought, oh my God, this is blowing up, I'm going to be part of this?
Do you know, I've been watching it for a long time. I'm not a huge gin drinker. I don't drink the profits, which is good news. But I was really interested in all the stories, the marketing, the popularity of it, and just seeing how the market went. And if you look at it in different countries, it was at different stages, so there were opportunities. So at the time when we were launching the gin itself, pink gin was it was starting to get really, really big, and everybody real men drunk pink gin at the time. Everybody was drinking. I don't want to get fat. I don't want to get fat. I want a wee gin and tonic because that's not get as many calories as a pint. So we thought, right, let's do something that's not just a traditional gin, but something that's like that. So we introduced 2 flavoured gins as our first product. Not pink gin, but we had a USP of both of them were colour changing.
Right.
So we're doing something a wee bit different, creating a bit of theatre as well as having the drink, which waiters loved. Cocktail waiters just loved the theatre aspect. So we had a gin called Butterfly Pea, which was the botanical that we used. It changed from blue to lilac. When you added your mixer, that was how the theatre happened. And also our Bramble gin, which changed from red to orange. So launched those in the back of the ready-to-drinks. That was October 2018. Huge success. Over Christmas, we sold loads and loads and loads. So we thought, right, come on, we need to keep going. Let's join the pink gin gang. So we did.
The revolution.
The revolution. So I didn't want to just launch a normal pink gin, so we put a shimmer in it.
Right.
So we have a pink shimmer gin as well. So you'll start to hear that what our ethos was about bringing fun, colour, great taste to the gin market.
And experience.
And experience. And we wanted to stay true to gin. It wasn't just something that was sickly sweet or disgusting.
Gimmicky. For the sake of being gimmicky,
Yeah, it tasted really, really good. So that was June 2019. We launched our pink shimmer gin before Marks and Spencer's, may I say, because I keep getting that. Oh, Marks and Spencer's has got one of them. I had mine first. And we got out there, get the brand a lot more well known, and then we get back into the distillery and we created our lemon gin, which is a citrus addition to the range. We were due to launch, so I numbered my gins. So I had a 2, 3, 4, and this was going to be the 5.
Right.
So there's another brand that's got 5 in its title, Chanel, of course. So I thought, what does Chanel do? So they launched all of their products, their new products, on the 5th of the 5th for Chanel number 5. So I thought, right, 5th of May, this is going to be our lemon gin.
Right.
However, COVID struck.
So what happened during COVID?
So COVID was really interesting for us. All of our everything that we did was either face-to-face or we supplied into our bars and restaurants, and that all stopped overnight. So like most people, we thought, right, let's just calm down for a couple of weeks, let's just take stock. But quite quickly you realise this was going to be the long term.
You think the second week and the third week and you're thinking...
Yeah, absolutely. So what we did is we pivoted like many other businesses, and we get more of an online presence, both our own online shop, but also on different marketplaces. We partnered with a number of charities. So charities were also losing quite a bit of money because they couldn't have their face-to-face events. It was difficult. People didn't know what to do financially. So we partnered with a lot of charities, and we did some gin experiences, online virtual gin experiences. And that was where they got their donors onto a call. We sent out boxes prior to that contained all your gins onto a Zoom, and there we just flowed through the gin tasting. We had some jokes. We had a bit of laughter. We created a social environment that people didn't have there. And more importantly, it was creating money for the charities, and it was letting us tick over just what we needed. What else did we do? I did my regular Friday slot, cocktails with Carol, 5 o'clock every Friday, because it was every day was like Groundhog Day. So this was to signify the start of the weekend. So what that did, again, it built our community. It gave people something to look forward to. I hate to blow my own trumpet, but But
then it was anything to take your mind away from the mundane Groundhog Days.
Exactly. And I carried that on post-COVID. So we were doing that for about a year and a half. What else did we do? Oh, the other thing is, because we had developed our lemon gin, thought, right, what can we do about this? We couldn't get into the distillery to run the first batch. So what I did is I ran a crowdfunding campaign. Now that sounds easy, but a crowdfunding campaign, it's like a project, it's a mini project in its own right. So we did that, and we pre-sold the first batch, which meant when we get into the distillery, all the pledges, we could just send it out.
Amazing.
But what we did there, because you probably felt the same, you just felt helpless. I mean, I'm not a medic. I'm thinking, what can I do to help? How can I help get us out of this? So we donated 10% of what we got during our crowdfunding to the NHS Together's charity.
Right. Amazing.
Which just made us feel a bit better, if nothing else. And also I did personally some volunteering for the vulnerable. So stood in the Morrison's line for an hour and a half to get into the shops to get their shopping to take it to them. So
well done, you.
So COVID was busy for us. It was really busy, and we probably come out stronger. That's
when you know you've done a good job of pivoting, and that's when you also know that you've done a good job of keeping that brand awareness, because we were exactly the same. We went into COVID and we were flying, and literally overnight, I mean, see when that lockdown kicked off, cancel. I remember sitting and saying to my wife, me and my wife are business partners, I remember sitting and looking at the board. I'm a huge goal setter, right? Financial goals and business goals and personal goals. And I'm looking at all the sales, right? And literally crossed off. And I'm thinking, oh my God, there's about 180 grand's worth of business, literally in a week. And I was dead. I was like, oh, that's it, we're done. Because I don't have a corporate career. My wife left hers as well. So we had to set up this business. We don't make money, we don't have our income. Right? Nothing. Who pays the mortgage? Who puts food on the table? And I said that I was going, oh, that's us done, and I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Molly says, whoa. She says, we've still got the products, we've still got the customers, we've still got the clients. We just need to change how we do business. And I'm like what? She says, well, we can go online. Oh, okay, right, we'll do that. So we did exactly the same. We just went online. You know, that first 6 months of COVID, we made more during that first 6 months than we'd made the previous full year.
Yeah.
Just because of that, because we'd all these people sitting at home.
Yeah.
Who were bored to tears
and
wanted to do something.
And you didn't have the overheads.
Exactly.
Well. The huge
literally
overheads.
Sitting in. So what we did is we turned our home office into a proper office. Because we didn't know how long this was going to last. So we did a proper office set up so we could run the business.
Yeah.
Even though we still had an office, we still paid for it. We just couldn't go to it.
That's right. I know. It was really interesting times. And then obviously we come out of COVID and there was just that period of uncertainty about not knowing what to do, and I guess even more so in the hospitality trade.
It was horrendous.
Because in Scotland because we had different rules to England, it was so confusing. Were you allowed to?
Are you on, or you off, are you in, or you know?
So the poor bars and restaurants that we supplied into, they were like that. Look, just leave us. We'll use what we've got. We don't want any more stock. Let's just. So that was really interesting. And I guess each time there was an announcement from the government, you're thinking, right, so what do I do? And so you're pivoting here, you're pivoting there, you're doing something different. So that was, it was a really interesting time.
But it must have been really good, though, for your brand awareness with doing all the other things. So when you do come out the other end, you're kind of going, okay, we've got so many more avenues open to us now that we didn't realise we had before. Definitely,
yeah. To some extent it was. And that Christmas was the best Christmas ever because we do a lot of gifting. Our brand and our gins and our rum are really good for the gifting market. So we do wee gift boxes, cocktail boxes, etc. So that Christmas was just amazing for us, like the orders that we got through. And we did some partnerships with, was it It Is On or 5pm, whatever, whichever one it was. And we created some unique cocktail boxes for them. So that was really good. But then you're coming out, so January, February is always a dry time for us anyway. But you're coming out of that and people are coming out of COVID. So 2021, you think, what am I going to do here? So what we did do is we launched another gin.
Right.
And we did it a wee bit differently. We tried to engage our community and we ran a competition to get some taste testers to help us develop the final recipe. We delivered it in a bit like your water bottle that you've got, a water bottle. So the first 100 bottles were in a reusable bottle and it was all branded Ellis Gin. So something that they could use in that corporate boardroom with the Ellis Gin marker, drinking water. So
free branding.
Exactly. So that kept us going. But again, it's now, I would say that hospitality in Scotland, probably in the UK, is recovering from COVID. And then
still recovering. Aye, still recovering.
But we survived it. We came out stronger. At the time, I was able to recruit a couple of people, which was great. So we had 2 full-time and 2 part-time staff. And that was great. They worked from home some days. They came to the office other days. And it was interesting, let's say, in terms of recruiting people and having them working.
When did you realise, right, that's us, we're out of this now, we're back fully on track? When did you, or did you?
I don't think we did. I really don't think we did. So I think we were just reacting at the time. And probably towards the end of 2021 was when we thought, right, it's a different company now. Things, we didn't have as good a Christmas 2021 till we had 2020. So we had to pull back a bit. We tried a few things. We had a subscription service where we made cocktail boxes each month and sent them out to, I think we got up to about 35 subscribers. So it didn't take off the way that we had wanted it to.
You need numbers for that to work.
And we tried loads of different things. So I guess, unfortunately, the 2 people that were working for me, they left. But I saw that as a bit of a success because they were using us a wee bit as a stepping stone to get things. You're coming out of COVID, trying to find a job. One guy, Alex, he was a product designer. So he came and he helped us launch the the gin, the latest gin I was talking about, he got things in his CV that he would never have had before, and then he moved into a role as a product designer with, I think it was a garden, furniture, kids furniture, outside furniture. So it was good, but we had to pull back a little bit, and yeah.
So what's the latest? What's the gin market like? What's happening? Because I know you've got a new product.
Yeah.
Another wee
a wee plug.
A wee plug for you.
So 2022 thought, right, is there any point in launching anything else as far as gin? The gin market has plateaued and probably declined.
Had it really?
Say, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, I wouldn't have thought that. I thought it would move. I was thinking more kind of 23, 24 before I seen it plateaued.
No, it was starting to go at that time. So we thought, right, what can we do? And you'll see that the gin bars have started to disappear from the high streets. And cocktail bars are back again. So it's more about spirits than it is about gin now. And that's what it's like.
It's huge now, isn't it? All the whole mixology stuff.
Exactly.
And that's the...
So
you go there and you spend a bloody fortune. You ever been in one of them? Oh, dearie me. Because the cocktails are so tasty.
I know.
What was the one in Glasgow I was in? Me and my wife. And I thought, what's all this bloody cocktail? So we went to... It was the Alchemist.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Was that an Alchemist?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me.
I know.
Oh, dear. But oh my God, how tasty some of the cocktails were.
We were actually in Saturday, but never mind.
An Alchemist?
Oh. But our gins are in the Ivy.
Right.
And
Love the Ivy.
And the Ivy does cocktails with their
the
gins.
Ivy.
And they're second.
One of my favourite places. We love there.
It's amazing. And they're opening a new Ivy as well in
they?
the old Clydesdale Bank building, but that's another story. The Ivy Asia, which I love. I love the Ivy Asia. So they're in the Ivy and they've got a cocktail. It's their second bestseller behind the Espresso Martini, and it's called Alice in Wonderland.
Right.
So if you're ever in, it's got candy floss in it and everything. It's really popular.
Oh, amazing.
But yeah, so cocktail bars were popping up and the gin bars were going. So spirits were starting, more vodka.
Yeah.
Loads of people starting to drink vodka again. Rum.
I'm not a fan of vodka.
I'm not either.
Really a fan
it's a bit tasteless. But,
I think so too.
But rum really popular. And again, rum's quite flexible. Most spirits are. You can flavour it. There's different types of rum. So we thought, been looking at that for a while, and I thought, let's do it. Let's go for a rum. It was either rum or a zero alcohol. Gin. I know, zero alcohol stuff is so popular right now.
Is it really?
Oh, it has been since
See,
before
I'd rather
COVID.
just no drink alcohol than if I'm having a drink, I'm going to have a drink. If I'm not, I'm no. That way, I can't do. I'd rather get and just drink sparkling water if I'm not having a drink.
Loads of people are drinking like your zero alcohol cocktails and things, and your no and low alc. It's a huge category, but it's all about Instagram and being Instagrammable and things like that. So we thought, let's go for a rum, but doing something different now.
Why the rum? I want to know why.
Because again, it's really popular, and everyone
mixers saying,
it's the next gin. People and they've been saying that since I started.
Great rum is tasty though. I mean, here's a quick story about rum just that happened to me last year. So I don't really drink, but when I drink, I'll have a drink. I'm not. What you call it? One of those people that get in binge drinkers. I'm not a binge drinker. Like me getting drunk's 3 or 4 drinks. Right, because I don't drink, right? So I'm smashed after 2 or 3 halves. Anyway, and it was a friend, a business colleague for London. He's an Irish guy, right? And he's a multi-millionaire, this guy, and he's so down to earth. And we were talking. He invited me to some event in London, and I says, I'm not really a big drinker, and he's like, get yourself a rum. And I used to drink rum. When I first met my wife, it was rum that she drank. It was spiced rum.
Right.
So, obviously, she's drinking it, I'll drink it. And I thought, I'm not really sure if I'm a rum drinker. So anyway, he says, get this particular bottle, right? And it was about 45 quid, right, for this bottle of rum. And he says to me, you never get a hangover with it. He says, if you drink rum, you'll never get a hangover.
Okay.
Holy shit. So that I bought it, I got it delivered, like, Wednesday, and I thought, right, Saturday night, we're sitting, I says, you fancy a wee drink? She's like, I couldn't even have a wee drink. So I was pouring us the rum. I think I had, you know,
COVID measures.
I was just going to say, so you know the kind of house measures I like go, right, so they're never halves, right? They're normally triples. So anyway, I poured us a couple of them, and I think we only had 2. Oh my God, the next morning I woke up and my head was absolutely banging.
Oh my God.
And I never drunk it. It's just sitting, we've got a wee one of those kind of wine freezer things where we've got the different alcohols, so we've got
still sitting there.
I thought, I'm not doing that again. Or a sore head I had.
Oh God.
And I actually really like spiced rum.
Well, you have to try mine then.
I'm going, eh?
So our
For
rum.
the day, so 90 days are up on the 31st.
Oh, there
This
you go.
is the one. I'm going. By the way, for those that are listening, this is a wee spiced rum cocktail thing I've been given by Carol. So I'm looking forward to this. Is what I give up my alcohol. Is I stop it on the 31st. So on the 31st that evening.
That's you. I'll be thinking of you.
So I think that's that Wednesday or Thursday this week. Next week.
Next week.
There we go.
Be one day next week. Yeah, there you are. So our honey spiced rum, it's a combination of Caribbean and Scottish rum, so it's quite a delicate spice. And we have our own bees. So I love my bees. So our bees are based in the LSB Hotel.
I seen that on the online. I read that. Yeah, I love. That's amazing, right? I mean,
It's
that's
amazing.
cool.
I love it, and do you know, it's still unbelievable how it all came about. So it's right in the middle of Blythswood Square. So for anyone who's listening who knows Glasgow, right in the middle of the square, there's some huge cherry blossom trees.
That's right. There is.
This is the
And
time
it's
when it's
beautiful too.
absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it
when
is.
the blossom starts.
One of my
to come
favourite
out.
hotels is the
At
Blythswood.
Blythswood, yeah, it's lovely. So we have the LSB Hotel right in the middle of the gardens, and that's where we get the honey from for our rum.
Oh, wow.
So that's what gives it a natural sweetness. So I was joking with you earlier, it is medicinal because honey's really good for you.
It certainly is.
It keeps away the
I have
colds.
honey every day in my life.
love
Natural
it.
honey, Bulgarian honey.
Oh, Bulgarian.
Yes.
You should get local honey because it does build your immune system.
As long as it's no full of preservatives. You know how a lot of honeys are preserved.
No,
I can't because it's just sugar. And like
just
for me,
supermarkets.
it's just sugar, and you can taste it a massive difference with pure honey.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, it's like day and night.
Yeah. So
I love honey.
That's what we use in our rum. So that gives it the
Well, I'm going to
natural
buy a
sweetness.
Scottish honey and try it. There you go.
There you
'Cause
are.
the one I use is a Bulgarian honey because I've got 2 types. I've got a really dark one, which is a really different taste, and I've got a really light one. And we buy them from some Whole Foods place, and they're beautiful.
I know, they're lovely. All the wee farmers markets and things. And we use a beekeeper, Glen Heather Honey, to make sure that the bees are okay and everything, and they survive. But it's amazing. There's 30,000 bees in that, and we've named them all. No, I'm joking. There's 30,000 bees in our hive. And one queen bee, and it's amazing. You go, and the queen bee's got a wee mark on her, so you know where she is and where she's.
Is she bigger or just the same size?
She's the same size.
Is that
You
right?
could
You always
blend in.
imagine the queen bees.
And it's not bumblebees, it's honeybees, which are different.
We call them wasps.
Yeah,
right?
they look like
they
wasps.
look like wasps.
They do,
they're
but they're-
honeybees. It's no bumbles.
I know, and people
Honey.
say, how can you have something right in the heart of the city centre? Well, those gardens are so well maintained.
And they're beautiful.
And your bees can fly a 4-mile radius, so they can get to Glasgow Green and they can get to the Botanic Gardens from where they are. So delicious honey.
Well, there you go.
So
Tick.
yeah, so tick. So I love my honey and I love the branding of it. So our branding's quite simple. It's always been simple. But what I didn't want to do was create, again, a traditional rum that's got skulls and crossbones and pirates all over it.
That's your Jamaican rum, isn't it? That's your kind of Caribbean rum.
There's no pirates in our ship. Our branding's really lovely. It's
a
lovely
logo,
and
no
floral.
pirates in our ship.
I know. So yeah, so that's our Honey Spiced Rum, which we launched in 2024. So we've got a wee bit of work to do there just to get it embedded because we had a bit of a quiet year last year.
We were the same. So 2025 has probably been. I mean, I suppose we're very fortunate. This is like every year, probably for the last 6 or 7 years, we've kind of doubled in size, right? And we had a huge year the year before, and this year it's just been like, what the hell?
It's hard. It's really
Because
hard.
our costs have went up, right? So everybody else's costs are up. So then we're having to bring our prices down to try and keep that money rolling. And most of our clients are large companies, so like kind of medium large, so 250 employees and above. And they just, I'm not saying they've cut their budgets, right? But I don't know why the market's changed. but it has changed. And it's a hard pill to swallow because I manned up for it and prepared for that next period of growth and brought on new people.
I know. I think the world is changing with the economic things that are going on and the technological things that are going on as well. I think to some extent people are maybe just taking stock before they understand where they want to be next. And what training potentially that they need, what gin they need. I think that
am I drinking a Saturday, am I drinking a Sunday, am I drinking a Friday?
I think there is just a wee...
But there's a lot of changes to drinking habits now as well, though, isn't there? I mean, I obviously because I don't really drink often, I'm quite into that whole kind of the different lifestyle, because I'm in the gym all the time, so I'm 6 days a week in the gym. I just really enjoy healthy eating and taking care of myself. I also enjoy a drink. But I like to keep myself there. But I have definitely noticed a shift.
There is.
And my own shift with my relationship to alcohol changed massively when I first gave alcohol up. When I say give up, I've never given it up. But first time I ever did it was a month. Because every year I set myself a goal or something new that I've never done before. So the first time I gave, I thought, what is it I've not done? I thought, you know what, I don't remember going a week where I've not had a drink. So I thought, I'm going to do a month. So I did my very first, and this was 5 years ago, I did a month alcohol free. And I thought, it was quite tough, right? But I thought, I got to a month, I thought, I wonder if I can do 2. So I got to 2. I thought, I'm going to try for 3. And I got to 3. And by the 3rd month, my relationship with alcohol had completely changed. I realised I could go out for dinner. I could do all these things and no need to drink. And I thought, right, that's it. Every year I'm going to do the same. And my relationship with alcohol completely changed. You know, it's mental. Like, even now when I drink, if I'm having, I like whiskey, right? I'm a malt whiskey drinker. And I don't overdo it. Like, I have this conversation with my dad all the time. He's like, oh, you know, I'm not having a whiskey because I always end up... I say, you end up with a sore head because of many whiskies you're having. I says, I have 2. 2 home measures I've got. I have 2 and that's it. Because I won't go to the gym on Sunday. I only drink a Saturday if I'm having a drink. It's normally a Saturday night. But I go to the gym on a Sunday morning. You know, I'm there 7 in the morning. If I have any more than 2 whiskies, I'm not going to the gym. Right? It's not happening.
I know.
So I don't.
Yeah, and you've got to watch as well when you're driving the next day if you are having and what time you're...
Absolutely. Well, I'm in early bed. I'm even at the weekend, 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm in my bed because I'm up really early in the morning. I'm an early riser.
And you're right, actually, if you think of the younger generation that are coming through, they do like to go out and maybe have a drink, but not that way... that go out and get absolutely bladdered.
The way we used to do it when we were younger.
You say that, but I didn't want to associate you with me.
Oh no, I was guilty.
So, and there is that thing about the calories that are in it, what it's doing to your body. People are more mindful of that. So you will. That's why we were looking at the zero alcohol, was to keep the brand going. And we did look 2 years ago at reintroducing our cocktail range, but not one cocktail, but 3 mocktails alongside it. Excuse me, and introducing adaptogens within the cocktails because, again, you've got that natural ashwagandha or ginseng, these types of things that improve your performance or de-stress you, but are all natural.
So you can get and have a drink with your pals, but no have a drink.
Or you can do mindful drinking where you maybe have one drink and then a zero alcohol.
I like that. I like that.
Another,
I like that.
Just do it in that's a way. But you're not reverting back to sparkling water. You can have a cocktail
so you can still feel like you're having something.
Absolutely. And these things are good if you're going through the cycle of life. If you're a female, you're pregnant, you're thinking about getting pregnant. But anyway, we looked at it and the cost just outweighed the benefits at the time, so we didn't progress with it.
Why is zero alcohol? Is it because of the additional processes it needs to go through?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons we haven't done it. Is it's a totally different process to creating a spirit. You can create it in that way where you heat it up to this extent and cool it down and heat it up, cool it down until all the alcohol disappears. But I think what's the point in doing that? So there's a couple of different processes and our manufacturer doesn't do that. So we found it difficult to get somebody that we could work with.
I'm not, as I said, I'm not an alcohol-free person. I'd rather just sparkling water. If I'm having a drink, I'll have a drink. So on this journey, right, this is the bit, so success or excuses. There must have been lots of times through the last, 10 years, the last 10 years where you've really thought to yourself, what the hell am I doing?
I know.
I want to know about that.
Yeah, there have been loads of times. You know, the early rises when you're getting up into the humping of boxes, excuse my terminology, but you're humping
There's
boxes
no other way to say it, is it?
everywhere. And it's pouring a rain. You're maybe doing a farmer's market.
I was just going to say, you've got the farmer's market.
I don't really do them anymore.
I actually quite enjoy them too.
I love going.
I love the cheeses and the food.
It costs me a fortune if I'm ever exhibiting. So yeah, there've been loads of times that I'll do it, and like financially, all the money that's been in the business will put back into the business.
Absolutely.
It's not a case that
that's what it's really like owning a business, isn't it?
Exactly.
People think, oh, turnover, no, this money, and you're like,
no.
What kind of business are you running?
Potentially a time when that might happen, but it's certainly not the first 10 years. I would have hoped it would have been, but it's not been. So yeah, there've been loads of days, and there's been opportunities to go back into the corporate world where, you know, you've been approached with jobs. And I must admit, I at first, there was a couple of false starts in terms of saying, right, that's me, I'm not doing any more. And then the opportunity came in. So when we were doing the ready to drinks, it was a side hustle. And then I thought, right, that's it, this is it. And then I got approached to do a contract in New York. And I thought, oh, 1, 2, 3, okay then. So I was still trying to run the business, doing it from...
And that's hard.
That was really hard.
That is really hard, isn't it?
Because I was away for maybe 4, 5 weeks and then coming home, and I've got 2 kids and a husband and families that I'm really close to. So you're home for a period of time, still working, but US times, trying to run the business, doing events, seeing the family. It was just crazy. Crazy.
I think that's what a lot of people don't really understand, what it's like. First of all, starting a business up from scratch. I've never done training and development in my life, but I started a training company.
Oh, wow.
Right, never. Me and my wife were ex-oil and gas execs, so we'd never done training and development in our life. But I just knew, I used to send my staff, my team, my country managers and directors, I'd send them on leadership and management training and sales training, you know, because I'm a big believer in training. I think really good training is incredible, because it has helped me in my life. And they were going away and they were coming back. I am a leader certificate and I am a sales manager and, you know, the usual nice certificate. And they go back to work on the Monday and nothing changed. They went straight back to the same old. And I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be something what I'm doing wrong, or is it the type of training, is it the companies? And I'm talking really big companies, you know, brand name companies. And I brought everybody into Dubai. I think I've told this story before on the podcast. I brought all my guys into Dubai. I was living in Dubai at the time. I brought all my team into Dubai and I sat them down and I said, right, brought up all the numbers, and we call it a BHAG day, right? But it's 2 days. So day 1 was all about problems and challenges and solutions. And then I brought up, on day 1, I brought up a chart, and it showed you the increase in spend for training. For soft skills, we'll call them soft skills, no technical stuff. Soft skills, the increase. And I says, but the ROI's no change. I don't see a return on the investment. And I says, what is it I'm doing wrong? And it was a guy from London, and he stood up. He says, I'll tell you what the problem is. He says, see, when we go to this training course, he says, it's all American theory nonsense. He says, and it won't work for my company. And I'm like, you know what? He's absolutely right. It might not be anything wrong with the training, but because he believed it wouldn't work for him and his team, it's never going to work, because he's never going to go away and implement any of the stuff he'd learned. And I thought to myself, why is that? And I thought, do you know why? Because most training courses teach skills. But if you don't believe that you're capable of results, or that your team are capable, then it doesn't matter what I teach you, because you're going to walk away and go, well, it don't work for me. Great stuff, loved it, had a great time, nice wine, nice food.
Absolutely.
So that was the start. I thought, I wonder if. So I built my very first course while I was still in Dubai, and I ran it for my team, and I seen immediate results. And it was all around beliefs. It was all around what they believed, why they believed these things wouldn't work, and what they believed about the people in their team and what they believed. And that was the starting point. Of it, And I phoned my wife up. We worked for the same company, and I says, I want to start my own training company up. She says, we need to go back to the UK. And she's like, well, let's do it then. And I'm like, you sure? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
She's good.
I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, but she, you know, the weird thing is, she So we're business partners, right? So for what day dot, we both gave it up and we were all in. Oh my God, see the first couple of years, it was horrendous. There was days that I didn't know how I was going to put petrol in the car to go to meetings. We were shopping, seeing that when you go into Tesco's and they've got the reduced meals. That's where we were shopping, because I was watching every single penny, and I used to like my fancy designer watches. In 2018, so we set the business up in 2018, I went and sold my designer watches. She sold all her gold. My wife sold all her gold, just to keep the business running. That's when everything changed, though. It was 2018 when everything's changed, and it was because we just thought we're all in, so we just got rid of anything that we didn't need and put it all into marketing. We put every penny into marketing. I think it was about 25 grand or something. We just went all in on marketing, and it turned our business around.
That's amazing.
But people don't really talk about the hard days.
That's a risk. That's a huge risk.
I know.
And like, that's the only way that you're going to get bigger, is if you take those risks and they pay off. Obviously, sometimes they won't.
But then going back to what we talked about earlier, the whole, when you think that's it, I've made it. So last year, when we finished in the end of March, so we were about £400,000 profit. And that's after everything. So that was EBITDA, profit. Yeah. And I'm thinking, we've made it. That's it. We've made it. And we gave everybody rises, and we thought, right, we now know the business. And then that last year just happened. And you're like, you cannot anticipate the market. You just can't.
You can't, and you have to.
Shit happens. And that's what people don't know about business. Because you've got to keep rolling with the punches. You've got to pay the mortgages for these people. You've got to make sure they've got food on the table.
Exactly.
You've got to keep that going.
I know.
And people don't talk about that.
You can't plan for. You can't plan for invasions of it.
No, you can't.
And what the impact's going to be worldwide. So yeah, it's definitely, it's interesting being a small business owner and moving from the corporate world into it. I think I did it very naively. Let's say I was thinking, I'm an entrepreneur in the corporate world. I can do this outside. OMG.
It's a wake-up call, isn't it?
Absolutely. All the different hats that you have to wear.
You know what I found really weird? See this networking. So when I'd never networked before, right? And all of a sudden I'm back in the UK, and I really didn't understand the UK market. I'd lived outside the UK for about 24 years by this point. So I was moving from no living in the UK for all the years to setting up a business in the UK with no bloody idea what I was doing. And it was my bank manager. So when we first moved back, we were living in Aberdeen, oil and gas.
Oh yeah.
So I was living in Aberdeen, and we set the Bank of Scotland, who's still our bank in Scotland, Aberdeen. And the business manager invited us along a networking event. It was a BNI. Right? So they invited us, I know, gosh, aye. So they invited along to a BNI, and I was like shocked. I'm like, wow. This is really weird. And I thought, I'm going to have to get out there, aren't I? I'm really have to go out there. So wait here, now I'm a really confident person. My very first net, so that was my first ever, but the first one I went on my own was in Aberdeen Sports Centre. And let's say it was starting at 10 o'clock. So I went along Aberdeen Sports Centre, parked the car, went in, reception, said, up the stairs, walked up the stairs, and I looked in this room and there was maybe 100 people in it. And I absolutely bricked it. I shit myself. I never went in the room. I walked back down the stairs. I walked up and down the corridor of the sports centre for about 5 minutes, trying to pluck up the courage to walk into a room. And I'm saying to myself, James, what is wrong with you, man? Get in the bloody room.
Yeah, it's in there.
It was. I walked up the stairs. I thought, right, I just walked into the room, and I walked to a group of people, and I just walked in. I said, I'm James, how yous all doing?
Yeah.
And that was it. And it took a wee bit, so I had to go to another one until I became a serial networker. And then we moved back to Glasgow. And when I moved back to Glasgow, then I'd already done quite a few networking events, and I just serial networked. I mean, I'm no kidding you. That's how I built my business, by the way.
But you have to be careful, because I did that for a period of time as well, and I felt that was my job. And I didn't have time to do things in the business.
I don't get me wrong, I never made a lot of money from the networking, but what it did is it gave me insights.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because let's be brutally honest, most networking events aren't very good.
No.
Right? You're only there for a chat. Right? You're there for a chat. They're not very good. When I think a networking event is, you want to meet people who are either A, like you, who, you know, you can really bounce off of, you know, you get a lot of value, you can get a lot of value.
Yeah.
What I found with most, and I'm not knocking, you know, any networking event, I won't mention any, but what I found was most of the people that were in those events were not my clients, right? They weren't my clients because they were very, very small businesses, normally one-man bands. They didn't have any money. Right? They were really struggling. I mean, as you know, most of those small businesses, they're literally eating what they catch every day. And I was like, and I did this for about 2 years. And I started to realise, wait a minute, what else could I do with this time? And I started to change it. I thought, you know what, I picked a couple of events that I knew that were, well, kind of target market was there, and I stopped doing the rest of it because I was spending, it was like a full-time job networking.
I know. And I think it is really important as a business owner that you find your tribe.
Yeah, 100%.
Find your tribe, know who your target market is, who your supporters are, who your cheerleaders might be, because it's not just about winning business, it's about, you know, the like-minded people that you need to mix with, that you don't necessarily get it when you do because you're a partner with your wife, but you don't get it when you go through the door at night because people who are not in business don't understand.
And you can never tell somebody what it's like until you've done it. You can't describe, can you know?
No, I get this email in, and it was from Dragon's Den, the production company that run Dragon's Den. They're saying, oh, we've come across your profile, we'd just be interested if you'd like to take it further. And they're not asking me to appear in the show or anything, it's the first stages. So I thought, all right, that's good. No intention of doing it. So
that could have been game changing.
I know, it could have been. I was just, anyway.
I like to hear the story going out. Right.
So I'm going out for lunch with my mum and we used to do it. I'm going, wait to tell you what happened this week. I said, I got an email from Dragon's Den asking if I wanted to go on the show. And my auntie said, what, are they struggling for people or something? What are they asking you for? And I said, Auntie Sadie, I'm a business owner, a Scottish business, award-winning Scottish businesswoman. I think that's it. That just sums it up. And it was when it started the business, they're going, oh, you're not working anymore?
I got it for years off my dad. You know, wanting to get back to oil and gas, you know, and I could have many times went back into the oil and gas industry, obviously because I'd built a reputation in the industry, and I'm just like, no, Dad, this is what I do now.
I get it from my husband still.
do you know? For my dad, it was. So when I left school, no qualifications, right? And I did eventually went back and got a degree and all that at uni. But when I first left, I had dyslexia, right? So I didn't think I was very clever. And it wasn't until I left school, I landed a job as an apprentice electrician. Now that was unheard of, we having no qualifications. There's a whole story, but we don't have time to get through the whole story about how I ended up this job. And when I went to college, all the people in my college on maths and physics and I never did any of them. So I had to work 10 times harder. Yeah. So I'm sitting 17 years of age and every weekend I'm having to study and I'm having to do my work and because I thought I need to pass this college or this is my opportunity out. And that was when I realised the power of learning. Was then, not school. Because I'm not that I wasn't good at school. I was a wee shite. Right, because I kept comparing myself to people who were more clever than me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I didn't get it. You know, I didn't get it. I don't even know where I'm going with that conversation. Where was I going with that conversation?
So what were we talking about?
I don't know. I don't know where we went with that conversation. Anyways, I'll tell you what I was going to say to you. People not understanding.
Yes,
anyway, I don't know why school came in that there, but anyway. You know what I've found, seeing that so that's 9 years we're in business, right? And seeing those 9 years, my best friends are now business people.
Right.
So see the people that I would consider my best friends, they're actually people I've met in the business journey.
Right.
You know, and I've only got a very small handful. I think I've got four that, you know, they've got your back. Do you know what I mean? They've got your back.
Yeah.
They've absolutely got your back. And I can have their conversations. And I've got one specific friend, Mikey, and he runs a finance company, so finance group. So he's got a few different companies. And see here the conversations me and him have. You know, see when I need to vent, I don't vent to my wife, right? I vent to him, right? Because it's weird business. We just try and keep. She see the conversation. See if you were a fly in the wall. Some of these conversations.
Donald Trump.
And we just feel it. Do you know, we just feel it. I think, and he'll say, oh, really? You think you're having a hard time? I'll wait to hear it.
I know.
You know, and I thought, people, unless you run a business, people will never, ever, ever understand the very unique challenges it has being a business owner.
Absolutely, yeah.
And by the way, I've also want to say, it's also the best thing I've ever done in my life. Might be the hardest I've ever done, and it's still hard, but it's also one of the best things I've ever done.
I think if anybody's thinking about starting a business, they need to go in with their eyes wide open.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably research the market, obviously, of where their idea is going to land, and look at it. Probably speak to someone who's maybe in that business, or someone who's in a business, and just know what they need to do. You know, the marketing, the finance,
Make sure you've got an accountant. Making sure you've got marketing budget. Because they things nobody teaches you.
No, absolutely not. No,
nobody teaches you.
It definitely was an eye opener.
I was lucky, right? See, right at the very, very start, I knew I had to have an accountant. And the accountants have changed over the years, because the accountant I had day one's no the accountant I need for the company and the size of the business I've got now. So they've changed over the years. But I always knew, even systems and processes, for example, when I set this business up, I always set this up to sell it. Right? It was always exit. I was never in this forever. I was never in this forever. And we invested, you going back to the fact that you keep putting the money back in the business. We've done that every single year since we started business. Everything profit right back in. Systems, processes, CRMs. The money just keeps going in, because what you do is you develop something that it runs without you. Right? My wife is still very much needed. I might be the face of the business, but I don't really do a lot in the business. You know, I'm more of the kind of face of the business.
Development.
Aye. I don't really do. Like, when I think back to early years, it was crazy. I still work 7 days a week. But I do it because I want to. Because I'm not a shopper, right? We're not into going out shopping and all that. So we go to the gym Saturday morning, we come back in, and normally we go into we've got a big home office. Normally just get into the office, and she'll sit and do her bits and pieces. And I'll sit and build a course or write an article, and that's just our life. You know that? That's why we don't drink at all.
But that's good that you enjoy that. I think it's really important to have that work-life balance.
Absolutely.
And it's what works for you. It's not a case of...
There's no such a thing as it's what works for you.
Exactly. And it works for you at different stages of your life as well. So when I was in the corporate world, I was leaving the house at 6:15, and I wasn't getting home until 7:30. And that was probably a detour to pick the kids up the way back. So there was sacrifices, but I was enjoying that, and I made the most of it, and the weekends were my weekends. Okay, maybe I had to dip in and out. And then you go into...
But in general terms.
And in consultant, it was probably much the same, but travelling further. But then as the kids get older, they get less dependent on you and things like that. And for me, it's always really important to have a circle of friends that keep you grounded, bring you back to reality a wee bit as well. So, it's really up to you. But I guess I'm at a stage now where I'm thinking, right, I need to. Should I have done all of that at the time? And just reflecting back, but you've got to do what's right for you.
You can't rewind the clock back though, can you?
No,
you just
can't.
need to. It's that.
And it's
keep
really
moving
important
forward.
that you look after yourself. That you get to the gym as many times, or you get out for that walk, or you don't drink on Monday to Thursday, or
I don't know how people can do it.
No,
and I'm not having a go at him, because I used to be that person. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're drinking wine and you're having a drink, and I just think, see now, if I have a night out, or if me and my wife, we have a night out, we go early, we have dinner, we have a few drinks, and we're back in the house 9:30.
I think that's an age thing, James.
And I'm still hung on a Monday. Because my body's no used to it.
I know.
Here, I want to ask you a question about being a female in business. What's it been like for you?
So I've reflected on that, because there's loads of female interest now with the stats are still really bad in terms of the number
Yes.
of females that have businesses and succeed in business.
Yep.
And it's obviously different the way a female approaches to a male approaches. I think I'm lucky being a female in business. Like in the corporate world, yeah, I was in a very male-dominated business.
Yep.
And I was, especially when I was younger, I had the imposter syndrome because I grew up with
Everybody
not
does.
a lot.
Everybody
And
does.
You know, sometimes you'd pinch yourself thinking, oh my God, am I really here? How did I get here? But you work it in your favour. You know, you know how to use, I'm not saying use your assets because that sounds, but you know,
You learn.
Don't
You
think
learn
of
the
yourself
game.
as a female. I think of myself as a team player.
Love it.
So if I'm a leader of many males, I'm the leader. I'm not the female at the top of it. I'm there to do a job. And
That's
to
a strong mind, though.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of females don't have that necessarily same experience. They particularly in male dominated, because you're quite big in construction.
Yeah.
And some of the stories we hear are like, you know, project managers sitting in a meeting, for example, right? And they're in a room, and the female's a project manager, and the male's there, and she's maybe the most senior person, and the men are talking to each other. And she's sitting like, hold on a minute, I'm the project manager here.
Yeah, I've had that, like even taking the team out for like to celebrate success, which is really important. And you'd go in and everybody would sit down, and like there's two females, there's me and my EA sitting there, and then everybody else is a male. And the waiters and the waitresses all pandered to the men. They're going right at the end, who's paying the bill? I'm like, that's me. You're not getting a tip? No, I wouldn't do that.
It is, though, it's mental,
Yeah,
isn't it? So you've got good experiences then. You've never had any,
and
which is amazing, by the way.
I think in moving into distilling was exactly the same, because you had all the whiskey companies that were jumping in the bandwagon, quite rightly, using their equipment to produce gin whilst the whiskey matured. So very male-dominated industry. So trying to work there was a wee bit more difficult, I would say, because I felt a wee bit more, I wasn't as confident in the role as I had been. But you use it to your advantage, and then use there's many female networking events out there. There's
and some amazing groups.
And been recognised as a strong female in Scotland has been life-changing as well. So I've won. In fact, I actually won coming out of lockdown. I was on the F Top 100 entrepreneurs in Britain with Small Business Britain. And that changed a lot of things. Being on that list, managed to meet loads of different people. I got invited I was in the House of Lords twice for lunch. Look at me, we get off it going in. And then I got invited to Downing Street. So I was in 10 Downing Street.
I was in 10 Downing Street, I know.
Were you there?
Yes, I was there.
Saw the
back
cat.
in 2018.
Had a meeting with the Minister for Small Businesses. I was in presence of the guy who started Fever Tree, Joan Steph's Popcorn, and then there's me. And then we showcased our products on Downing Street itself. So, do you know, there's been loads of really good things that have happened.
You must have pinched the moments then. That's kind of like,
you did.
Holy shit.
I know. Tell my auntie that one. Was a good one. So yeah, there's been some real highs and some things. And that wasn't necessarily because I was a female. That's just because I was an entrepreneur.
So what I'm hearing then is you don't actually, well, I'm not saying you don't actually think yourself as a female, but in business, you're a business person.
I'm a
End
business,
of. That's it. I'm the leader of this business, and that's it.
Absolutely.
Which is really strong. It's really strong.
You've got to do that, and you've got to believe in yourself as well. And don't get me wrong, we all have imposter syndrome, and I've had it throughout my career and through my own business as well. But, you know, get it out of your head.
Absolutely. It serves you no purpose. I mean, I suppose anything when you're in, particularly when you're trying something new, or you're only in your first few years of business, because I used to have really bad, like, what if I don't really know what I'm doing here? Like, because all these training companies, because most training companies, right, they've started it up because they've been in training for the last 20 to 30 years. And I'm thinking, what the hell do I know? But now I don't think like that. Now I think I'm the best. You know that? I'm completely. Now I think like, I'm the best. I'm the best training company. That's
Yeah,
my mindset.
absolutely.
Anyways, we're getting near the end of the podcast, and I always ask all my guests the same thing. So what's your top 3 pieces of advice in business or in life?
Yeah. So I think first thing is get out your head. You are what you think.
Yep.
So if you think you're bad, you're going to be bad.
Yep.
If you think you're good, you're going to be good.
Yep.
And just, program yourself to think that you are worth it.
Yep.
Use
Love
that
it.
L'Oreal, whatever it is,
Love
you're
it.
worth it.
Love it.
Absolutely. And then secondly, I would say find your tribe. So surround yourself with people that that'll support you, that'll be your cheerleaders. And that's really important. I'm not saying discard everybody else. You still need your family. I certainly need my family for support, but find your tribe.
And number 3?
Number 3 is don't seek perfection.
Doesn't exist.
No. If you're thinking about launching something, do your homework on it, but it doesn't need to be 100% perfect. If you've got a website there, but you don't, you want page 3 and page 4 to change, just go ahead, launch, go ahead and do it. Don't seek perfection.
Oh, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Particularly the perfection part. Because amount of times that, particularly in the early days, that I would see other businesses and they're not getting out there because they're like, well, I'm not really sure about this. I'm like, just do
Just
it.
try it. Try it.
Aye. That's how I built the business, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the first training programme I built was ever going to work.
Hey, look at Steve Jobs. Guess
But I
how
done
he
it.
built his business. He tried it. Okay.
And he failed. I didn't got it wrong.
Exactly.
It was only
Just
when,
do
in
it.
fact, it was only when Apple brought him back. So you know the laptop computer, the MacBook. I'm a MacBook user. It was Apple buying that allowed Steve Jobs to come back into the frame. I mean, that's a brilliant story. Anyways, we're right at the end. I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
That has been a very, very fast. That's over an hour.
Oh, is it? We could talk for ages.
But that's when it's a good podcast, though, because when it doesn't feel like it, it just
it's not.
flows. Anyway, I want to say thank you so much for coming
Thank you
along.
for making me feel
It's been an
comfortable.
absolute pleasure. Thank you.
you.